Hello everyone, welcome to the Quanshibao class. I'm Fangbo. Today I'm going to teach you about forehand drive topspin shot. The first point, the key is in the stance and legs. Firstly, about the stance for hitting. Stand approximately 1.2 meters away from the table, not too close, being too close to restore. Secondly, the left foot is slightly ahead of the right foot, and the stance is slightly wider than shoulder width. This is a basic stance. The entire weight should be forward-leaning. Don't have the entire sole touching the ground. Then the weight might shift backward. That can't exert force. Then, most of the weight is on the right foot. The pressure is on the right foot. The weight is on the right foot. If the weight is in the middle, you can't utilize the leg strength, so the weight must be on the right foot. The second point is the waist. Many players hit without using the waist, and thus lack power. Actually, the waist doesn't solely generate power. It also requires the legs to drive the waist. After standing, use the leg force to drive the waist, to rotate the waist, then exert force forward. Don't rotate the waist directly. This won't generate power either. So the waist is crucial. Before driving, the waist should be relaxed. The waist should be relaxed. At the moment of contact, the waist exerts explosive force. This is a complete exertion. The third point is the hand. Many people don't know how to exert force. Actually, the entire process of exertion is waist is led by the legs. Hand is led by the waist, and finally the hand and wrist. Some people ask, where should the racket be positioned during back swinging? How should the action be done? Actually, there's no specific parameter for this. It depends on everyone's exploration, because everyone's driving are different. So for a normal driving, as long as you rotate the waist, extend the hand, remember not to clamp the upper arm. Just relax a little, the rest will happen naturally. Then, let the waist lead the hand in hitting. Hitting in front of your eyes is fine. Whether a bit larger or smaller doesn't matter. As long as you can generate power, it's a good stroke. Many players ask, how to grip the racket when hitting the ball. Actually, it requires more training and more exploration from everyone. At the moment of driving the ball, the rest of the time should be relaxed. Just at that moment, grip the racket firmly. At that moment, there's an explosive force. This requires players to practice more. To find this feeling, also the contact point. It's best if you can hit the ball at a highest point. During your early training sessions, focus on hitting at the highest point after the ball bounces, because this point is relatively easier, and the success rate is higher. Once you have a certain foundation, you can speed up or slow down, or adjust the arc rhythm on your own. But the premise is that you need to stabilize this hitting point, have a certain stability. Then you can adjust the rhythm as you like. The relationship between impact and friction. Many players don't understand what impact and friction are. Whether impact or friction comes first. I'm telling you now, it's definitely impact first and then friction. If friction comes first, when the ball is hit very thinly, there's no way to impact the ball. So the order is definitely impact first and then friction. Don't dwell on this point. What I'm saying is definitely correct. Because after the ball is impacted, it stays on the rubber for a while. So my ball has a longer dwell time. It's because it stays on the rubber for a while, so you can impact first and then add friction. The quality of the ball will be very high. Let me demonstrate for you. Even though you hear the impact sound, there's a lot of friction involved and the ball quality is very high. If friction comes first, listen again. You can't impact the ball, you only hear the rubber sound, the friction sound. So remember the order. It's definitely impact first and then friction. The angle of the racket face when hitting the ball. Remember two wrong points. One is the racket face being too downward, which means you have no hitting space, and you're prone to hitting the edge of the blade or missing the ball. So you shouldn't press the racket. The second is not to be too vertical. If it's vertical, you can't add friction. You can only impact. To add friction, you can only go up and down. So both of these racket face angles are incorrect. Lean forward a bit. Just lean forward a bit. And then hit the ball. This way you can impact first and then add friction. Only this type of racket face is the correct hitting form. These and these are both wrong.